back to a new Let's Talk Games. And, well, it's been a week now, and, well, there's not that much news, and not that much has happened in my life. I haven't played really any games this week. I'm still on Alpha Protocol, still haven't tried Wake. Been a busy week for me. As for news, well, we're so close to E3. We're 2 weeks away, but there has been some small things popping up, especially because so close to E3, people are, or not people, but reporters are starting to dig a little bit deeper and finding out stuff post E3. So, for instance, we have the new Deus Ex. Excuse me. New Deus Ex game trailer was released, I think, yesterday, which is full CGI. You can click on the link on my blog if you can find it, or you can of course go to, for instance, Kotaku or Game Trailers to check it out in HD. The interesting thing about this trailer is that they have taken a lot of things, in my opinion. The first thing you see is a little bit of reincarnation of the main character, and doing a stunt that he has wings and flies up too close to the sun and burns, and that's Icarus, actually, mythology. Where if you know Greek mythology, that Icarus had wings made out of wax, and he flew too close to the sun, and they burned, and he fell. That's a funny thing to start out. I don't know what the symbolism in this thing is, but you play a character, it looks like, who has been in an accident or a crime, whatever you would call it, lost both his arms and got pretty much damaged old soul he has, and then turned into a cyborg, and it has the atmosphere is a lot like, if you know the anime series or the movie or the manga, Ghost in the Shell. If you don't check it out, it has a lot of Ghost in the Shell vibe. Human Revolution is the subtitle for the name of Deus Ex, and if we go and pick out, for instance, Ghost in the Shell Shadow standalone complex, it's pretty much the same thing. And there's a scene in the trailer where you see a hacker trying to hack something, and then something happens, he gets taken over, he puts the gun to his head and shoots, while the main character tries to get to him before he does it. Actually, if you watch Ghost in the Shell Shadow Complex, a little bit of that is actually happening, so I see a lot of similarities. It has also a lot of Blade Runner in it. The scene where he's talking to a guy in a high building. You see "Watch out" over there. A lot of the scenery is both Ghost in the Shell and the Blade Runner. Ghost in the Shell is pretty much also based on Blade Runner. And we have also the plane you see take off is pretty much also similar to Ghost in the Shell. So there's a lot of things in it. I'm a huge Ghost in the Shell fan. So and I've played Deus Ex 1 and I played the first one, completed that. The second one I played a little bit. It's a first-person shooter role-playing game, actually. I don't know what this is going to be. I haven't been able to find anything on of gameplay footage. I'm pretty sure we're pretty much going to see something from Deus Ex. Hopefully, gameplay footage from the game. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I think maybe later this year or probably next year. Interesting game. definitely hoping that it's coming to consoles. Also, I don't think nobody can take the risk and putting it on one platform these days, especially since it's a long time since Deus Ex was the second one was done. So probably multi-platform. I don't think they're gonna go exclusive on it. So 360, PS3, and PC probably, and the PC gamers are of course familiar with it. But interesting. The CGI is great. It looks really great. Still, we need to see some gameplay footage, in my opinion. But it's interesting, and I think the story is really solid from what I get from the trailer. It's 3 minutes long, so it's pretty large trailer. But check it out. Let's see what else did I find here. Motorstorm. If you played Motorstorm, the first one and the second one, Arctic Rift, the third one is gonna be post-apocalyptic. So it's gonna be pretty much set in an environment of Fallout, which is cool. I played. I don't own the games. I'm not a big driver. I played a lot of Gran Turismo in the early days when the first and the second one came out. The third one was a little bit off to me, and I haven't played it since. The Gran Turismo HD is coming out soon, hopefully. But this here looks cool from the picture. It was posted on Kotaku. I hope they do it well. I heard it's a great game. The only thing I've heard complaints about is that it's short, especially the first one. But I think the second one put a little bit more effort into it. The first one is probably be more better than the last one. Let's hope for that. Let's see. Also, what got announced is, of course, Red Faction, which I know some people have been a huge fan of. The last Red Faction game, Red Faction Guerrilla, I think it was. Which went from the first Red Faction was actually a first-person game, and now it's a third-person game, fully destructible environments. The sequel to that is coming out, which is called Armageddon. There's also a trailer up for it. I'm gonna see if I can find that and post that too. I've watched it, of course. It's an okay game. I never gotten into the Red Faction, but I played the demo, and it's fun. It's hard, but fun. I like the destructible environments. The Armageddon, of course, the Armageddon one is the Red Faction Armageddon. Is of course also going to have destructible environments. I don't know the story to it. I don't know if it's connected to the prequel Guerrilla, but let's hope so. It looks interesting. I haven't really. It's the first time I've seen the trailer. And I haven't heard anything about there's gonna be made one so fast, but probably more at E3, or I'm almost 100% sure there's gonna be a lot more at E3 from all games. But anyways, Red Faction Guerrilla. Next one is gonna be Armageddon, so hope for that. It's good also. And here's something new. I've heard of Vanquish before. And the trailer just came out also, and I gotta say, the game is made by Sega, and it looks great. The trailer is it has a little bit of a vibe of Killzone, where it's a faction that takes war to another faction, which at this point is America, and you see a guy talking after something has happened, and you see, of course, a lot of gameplay footage. The gameplay looks a lot like Lost Planet, in my opinion. There are so many similarities, especially how the visor looks, the scope looks, and how the gameplay mechanics work. It looks like it's hard to figure out, especially since you're not playing, you're only watching. The only thing I'm gotta say is on crack, because there's a lot of sliding, a lot of action in the game. It's a lot more action than Lost Planet, but there is some similarities into it. And it has, of course, if you watch the first part of the trailer where you see the whole squad of people getting briefed on stuff from he's huge, and it has some similarities to Gears of War, which all the characters are huge, bulked up guys. But then you see the main character that you play in this special suit here is normal size or slimmer than the others, but I don't know. It looks interesting. I have Lost Planet, the first one. I haven't finished it. I got a little bit bored with it because it's mission based. I was actually thinking it's a story based game without stops and mission, but it's mission in that game. I don't hope they do it with this game, but who knows. But interesting trailer. Definitely check that one out. Another thing is somebody is gonna or already filed a lawsuit against Square Enix and Sony because of some freezing issues that have been on Final Fantasy 13 on the PS3. I haven't read why he's suing it. The whole thing. It looks like his PS3 died on him. I think after the freeze, that could not. When my PS3 died on me, when it yellow ringed, or what yellow light of death is actually called, I think, what happened to me, or what most people, what some people actually have, what happened to me was that when I got Dead Space in 2008, right around a week before, what was it? It was before Halloween, yeah. I played it for, I think, almost 8 hours. No, 4 or 5 hours. And what happened is that it looks like my PS3 got too hot or something. But what happened is it froze, and then it wouldn't do anything. So what you do, it has happened to me before on my new PS3, but it didn't do the same thing. There's been, for instance, a glitch with Grand Theft Auto with a freezing issue. But this here, what happened to me was that it froze. I rebooted it and was gonna load the game again, and it couldn't read my Blu-ray. So I thought, okay, maybe take it out, put another disc, and it couldn't read anything. It couldn't actually read anything at all. So what happened was that the Blu-ray drive laser actually was broken. So I got that fixed, but in the meantime, I bought also a new PS3, 80 gigabyte model, and that hasn't had any trouble at all. Only that some games that, of course, have some glitch issues. Grand Theft Auto had one, but it got patched afterwards. Had some freezing issues where the game freezes and you have to reboot and start it up again, but never had that before. But it looks like this guy here had a huge trouble with this. I'm not saying it. I don't. If I remember correctly, my Final Fantasy game, which took me 40 hours, I don't think it froze any time on me. Well, he's probably unlucky, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. Anyways, he's suing. I don't understand why he's suing. Because it couldn't have been the game. Because if it was the game, and it was a flaw in the game, most people would have actually have this problem. But I haven't had this problem. I think it's stupid to sue so or something like this. But well, in America, you can sue pretty much anybody for everything. Stupid thing. But let's move on. Infamous 2 is of course a rumored thing, but we already knew that if you played the first Infamous, which came out in 2008. It's pretty sure there was going to be a sequel. The sequel is probably going to be shown some footage on it on E3, I hope. Kotaku posted some shot of it from Game Informer, where you see a comic aspect of Cole, which is the main character. And if you watch it, he's changed. He's got hair. He's got still this beard. It's a little bit more. It's grown a little bit more, but he looks pretty much the same. He doesn't have the backpack and all that. If you check out the other picture that I posted a link to, you can see how he looks at that time. This is a comic shot from it. He's totally bald. He doesn't really have the beard. And he looks a little bit more different. But I think the similarities are still there. And I think I hope the game is great, because I really loved the first game. I played it, played through it fully and enjoyed every minute of it. And the rival to that game was at that point Prototype, which in my opinion was inferior to Infamous. I liked Infamous more. So that one, and that's why we are seeing pretty much Infamous 2 before a Prototype 2. But let's hope we see more footage, and I'm pretty sure from all the things that are popping up right now are pretty much gonna be shown more of it on E3, or at least maybe after E3. A lot of more things are gonna come out through this year. We just looking at the top of the iceberg. Another thing, which I don't think is going to be shown at E3, but that's because there's been a lot of developer issues with this here. It's CD Projekt Red, a Polish developer. They made The Witcher, the first Witcher. They're making the second Witcher, which has been announced. It's pretty huge. It was a huge success, the first one, on PC, and the second one is also only going to be on PC. The first one is rumored to actually be ported to 360, but the problem is, what I've heard, there's been a lot of issues with it. This should have been out on PS3 also, but who knows? I think it got cancelled, but there's a trailer out, and there's of course, the last thing they posted was a diary talk with the Polish developers, and I don't understand why nobody in Poland can speak English, but of these guys at least. But anyways, they are talking Polish with English stubs. Want to check that out? I'm looking at some of the pictures and one of the trailers, the exclusive debut trailer of Witcher 2, and if I look at go into the video and stop at 1 minute and 27 seconds, and look at how Geralt looks now in the new one, and then go back to another picture that I have, in-game footage from this first one. A lot of things have changed, and I don't like the changes, actually. The new Geralt's face really has, what do you call it? He's gotten younger. I think his face has changed a lot in characteristics. His eyes are not the same, and I think actually the first one, from this picture at least, looks better than the sequel. But the debut trailer could be alpha material or whatever. It looks okay, but I don't like the new look for Geralt. But who knows? It might change out differently. Let's see here. What else is there? Yeah, of course. I just found the first video game on the cover of Fangoria magazine, and it's of course Splatterhouse. If you remember Splatterhouse is a really, really old game. I played it on the Amiga, I think I remember correctly. It was a side-scroller beat-em-up splatter game. where you played a guy with a hockey mask. And there's been some gameplay footage. It's going to be a God of War style game where you play over the top man with a mask kicking some demon ass. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when it's coming out, but the picture that was posted in Fangoria magazine looks really cool, the art style. So that's cool too. Next week, Friday, is going to be the post E3 party on Game Trailers TV and Spike TV. Of course, we're all going to watch that and check out what some of the things that are coming the Monday afterwards, which of course is Microsoft press conference on Monday the 14th. And after that, we're going to have Nintendo and Sony, and E3 is going to kick really off. Through this, I'm hopefully be able to post some podcast about this, and I hope you will listen to it. This one here is going to be short because I'm not there. I haven't played that much. Played this much this weekend. I'm gonna let this. Let this here be a little bit of a teaser to the E3 stuff that I'm doing. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Again, if you want to listen to my podcast, you can go on iTunes if you want to and look up Let's Talk Games, or you can go to www.fatui.dk to listen to them there on my blog. Leave a comment if you want to, and also there you can find the links that I always talk about that I'm leaving. And follow me. You can follow me on Twitter, and I actually tweet out a lot and tweet out when I do new podcasts and when I find some interesting stuff, and also ask questions to my followers and see their opinion about stuff. And if you're following me on Twitter, please. When there's some interesting stuff you think, or Let's Talk Gamers, so please retweet it, because if you spread the word, more people will come, and we, of course, that will give me more courage to keep doing this, since I'm pretty much a one guy doing all this here with the blog and all that. So, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time, and keep up the good work.
She's so cold and human. It's something humans do. She stays so golden. She's so number 9. She's incredible math. Just incredible math. And is she really human? She's just something new. Awakened lithium flower just about to bloom. I smell